Ladies and gentlemen, can you please welcome Salma Asma.
Thank you everybody for being here today. There are so many of you who have come to celebrate not only the book, which I hope you will buy today, because the proceeds of the book today will go to the VF project. As I said, I'm so glad so many of you come to celebrate not only the achievement of the book, which is a very long process, but also to celebrate the achievements of the project, because that is what the book tells us about. How poor women from rural places, semi-literate, took a desolate piece of land and turned it into a sustainable community. And that is what the project is about. The project slogan is, we build people, houses and communities. And that is what the Victorian Mxenge project has done. As you can see, as we sit in this hall today, there are people with strong bonds, with trust, that have been built and that seek a quality of living and a quality of housing that people have fought for during apartheid. And the project is named after Victorian Mxenge, who was a human rights lawyer who was assassinated during the apartheid times. I've been visiting the project for over many years and saw the women take this journey through the struggle for housing, building the savings scheme, becoming part of the South African Federation and taking the lead in the South African Federation. So the book focuses on the stories of the Victorian Mxenge housing project, who realized their dreams of building houses and communities. And in this, we always hear people talking about black people just want things. But in this project, women took the lead, women took the agency, they became active citizens. Not only were they beneficiaries of the housing subsidy, but they integrated learning into the development project and they built their own houses. And in this project, they interacted with architects, with technical experts, with the state, with the NGOs. And in that process, they learned how to negotiate. They learned how to do business plans, as the councillor said. They learned how to design and plan houses, and they built their own houses. And through this development process, the women also became advocates of this model of development, which is about organizing people and building from the bottom up and following a popular education methodology to convince people that they can be the agencies of their own development and don't have to wait for government. They were also the people who put policy like the People's Housing Process, and we have a representative here, into practice. And they worked with government in the People's Housing Process. So the book captures that important historical moment, and it is a very important historical moment in South African history. And it is also shows that there was an important political opportunity where women made a difference, and where women, through critical engagement with the government, built their own houses. So not only did the women challenge, it was very much male structures in government, and in other structures in the house, with the housing board, but they also challenged traditional structures where women became the owners of their homes. They also challenged reproductive plans, and the women became home owners, and they challenged society's perceptions that women couldn't build houses. For instance, Nonkalani says that when you build a house, you see your direction and you become a different person. And that is what happened to the women. Their identities changed from poor rural women to become actors in their development, eventually to become leaders of the Federation. In writing the book, I drew my inspiration from the women and witnessed how they made adult education a key role in their development. So the women moved through various stages of development. First as a development organization, where they put the model of PHP, I suppose, into practice. Then they became a social movement where they took the model to other communities and built over 5,000 houses, and also won an award from the United Nations. So women then, from becoming a social movement, formed a partnership with government, with their sister organizations, People's Dialogue, but the partnership didn't last long, and now the women act more like contractors. So I hope in exploring the different stages of the development process, we can see now that we hope that the book will also renew conversations about the model of housing delivery. And maybe it can renew a conversation to capture the more positive aspects of housing delivery, of the PHP process, as we see that housing is becoming more contractor driven. So I hope this book can renew that conversation about putting a people's housing process back into the field of housing delivery. The book also illustrates how ideas move people's hearts and minds and allow them to take action.